The row over Labour's defence policy surfaced today in the Truro by-election, where voting takes place this Thursday. But tonight a row has also blown up between the Conservative Party chairman Norman Tebbit and the Liberal leader David Steele. Yesterday, Mr Steele claimed the contents of a Conservative leaflet were flagrantly untrue and accused Mr Tebbit of masterminding a propaganda campaign based on untruths. But tonight, Mr Tebbit has hit back, saying he wants to have the matter out with Mr Steele in public. "No man calls me a liar," said Mr Tebbit. But the campaign has been as much about local issues as national ones. As Vincent Hanna now reports from Truro.
An dena gameras an lean an flo Hai gael mi in fasti thou lagas adro Racquari martal En meddef how bunans vi bedens alema Na moi ages guari martal
I am, to my roots, committed to Cornwall. I love Cornwall.
My commitment to Cornwall is undoubted, and that is important for people to know.
People know that I cannot be another David Penhaligon, but they do want someone to carry on his work, and I have the energy to do the job.
In the presence of the bards of the Cornish Gorseth, Labour candidate John King sings of the random ways of fate and where they can take you. This is an election infused with heraeth, that mixture of sadness and pride beloved of all Celts, and which everyone in Truro now feels.
Very sadly, this by-election is about finding a successor to somebody who showed exactly what could be achieved by a Liberal MP, by an Alliance MP, who would fight hard for the people he represented.
I want to, as far as possible, Alan actually used the phrase, fill his boots. I wouldn't pretend to, I couldn't fill his boots. But I want to do that same job, and I want to do it in the same way. And I think, in all frankness, that I'm the only candidate who will be able to do the job in anything like the same way.
The late MP was a good Liberal, and he was a good Cornishman. And in this election, there is a Liberal standing and a Cornishman standing, and I think it's important that people realise that they have a choice.
The three main candidates spin and rush as if trying to grasp, like children in a game of blind man's bluff, the essential secret that was David Penhaligon's political success in Cornwall. For this is a unique constituency with a special political heritage. It's an enormous seat with a widely scattered population, the biggest in the southwest, the heart and the capital of Cornwall. It has two coastlines, some of the most spectacular scenery in the United Kingdom, a prosperous tourist trade and a declining fishing industry. The neatly stated lines of St. Maur's Castle contrast vividly with the lunar landscape of the English china clay pits at St. Austell. Truro used to have a strong industrial base, providing the working class population that brought the Labour Party close to victory here in 1966. But for 12 years, one man dominated the Truro landscape as effectively as does J.L. Pearson's wonderful Victorian cathedral.
And I know the people well, and I know the problems well, and I think I could do a more effective job representing.
David Penhaligon won the seat in 1974 and increased his majority of 464 to over 10,000 in 1983. And he led the Liberals to over 40% of the vote in the 48 seats in the southwest. In the process, he all but wiped out the Labour Party. Small wonder that the three main candidates in this by-election stand uncomfortably in his shadow. Matthew Taylor is the Liberals' choice. He is 24 and worked as the late MP's researcher. He is earnest, a little self-conscious, especially when cameras are about.
You won't necessarily get everyone out on a day like this. Cornish are more sensible than that.
But Matthew carries the Penhaligon seal of approval, and that counts for a great deal in Truro. At least it will for this election. John Moore makes wooden fishing boats in Mevagissey, a Cornish craftsman in the traditional mould. His family respected David Penhaligon the man, and they voted Liberal last time. Matthew Taylor will get their vote on Thursday, but he'd be unwise to take it for granted.
Is that a guaranteed vote forever, or what?
Oh, no. Well, I should like give him there's a chance, to see exactly what exactly what it goes like, and then we shall carry on from then.
So you give him how many chances? One chance, two
Well,
chances?
Like one chance, perhaps.
I don't know, you have to ask the owner.
Is the owner around?
Since Matthew Taylor spent some of his youth here, he is used to facing up to local political hazards, like comprehending the accents of Cornish fishermen.
2 or 3 days till the end of the month.
No, don't go down all too good with this. Really, we get a better. We had a better month this year. Reasonable fishing until the Scotsmen come down here, and that finishes it off again. Then you see, but there's 1 or 2 boats.
Or dodging low-flying Conservative gulls.
Film that. That's lucky, you know. That's lucky. Oh, that's lucky. I should leave it.
It's what's known as a lost deposit.
But he has the disadvantage of sometimes looking and sounding immature and uncertain, especially when under pressure, as he was during Radio Cornwall's candidates' debate.
Resources. Are you in favour of BUPA, Matthew, that allows people who've got money to jump the queue and come to the front?
I am not interested in trying. I am not interested in trying to divide society. I believe that we need a partnership to take forward our public health system until BUPA is irrelevant. So that BUPA is irrelevant.
But it would take a political landslide to shift the Liberal grip on Truro, with a share last time of 57%. And they seem confident that that won't happen.
Obviously, we're going to hold the seat. The question is by how much. The Labour Party are obviously going to be encouraged by the Tories' noises in the background. The Tories are hoping for an increase in the Labour vote so that our majority will be reduced. But I have a feeling that the down-to-earth people here in Truro are going to be flocking out to make sure that we get Matthew Taylor in.
As it happens, the most experienced candidate is 63-year-old Howard Hoptrow, who represents the Green Party. A retired lecturer from Penzance, he has fought neighbouring St Ives twice, then, as now, on a shoestring.
Well, the problem is we have so little resources that we haven't been able to canvass like other parties. You're a Green Party supporter, I think.
Certainly am. Greenpeace and all the rest of it. Best of luck.
Right, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Right.
Nick St Aubin has problems neither of personal identity or self-confidence. His great-grandfather once held a seat for 30 years. His uncle is Deputy Lieutenant of Cornwall. Educated at Eton and Oxford, he is a merchant banker with local farming interests as well. The Tories got 38% here last time and have had a disastrous run in by-elections, but they sent a change in the southwest wind.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We go canvassing in all places, you see, on this campaign.
Course, that's right.
Reaching every part of the constituency.
Yes, jolly good. Anyway, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much indeed. Very kind of you.
St Aubin's campaign certainly contrasts with the Tory effort in Greenwich. It is aggressive, professional and highly visible, and is making an impression on traditional Tory voters, at least the two-legged ones.
Well, I think he's a member of the Green Party.
By hard work, the Tories hope to at least maintain their 1983 vote, and that would be a good result for them. But getting converts from the Liberal cause is probably a longer-term aim.
But I'll tell you what, when I'm your next MP, you might still want to get in touch with me. So why don't you have a card with my number on it?
Well, I'll take it, but, well, I don't think so. I don't think you...
I see. Well,
but I'm very confident,
see.
you see, that our man will win.
This Thursday is St Piran's Day. Next Thursday is going to be St Albans Day.
Do you think so?
I do.
It is, of course, de rigueur for all local politicians to descend Wheel Jane, the last tin mine in the constituency. The Tories make much of the £25 million package of loans and guarantees produced by the government last year to save Wheel Jane, which is now owned by a subsidiary of RTZ. A tin mine is a dreadful place to work in, even to visit. It is wet, hot and filthy. The rock is porous and soft, liable to collapse at any time. These workers were simply making it safe for the dumper trucks to come through after some blasting. And this man escaped serious injury by a hair's breadth. In Cornwall, in contrast with the coal mining industry elsewhere, there is no natural identification with the Labour Party, or indeed with any politician.
We're a lot better when they all want their votes, but after that, you don't see them, you know, they all got their hands tied, and they're outvoted and whatnot, and then, you know, you just don't hear anymore. The only one who ever seemed to say anything when we were in trouble here was Penhaligon. Apart from him, you never heard anybody.
Diolch yn fawr, it's just about the total Welsh
There's
I
more
know.
Cornish than I know.
Glenys Kinnock flew in yesterday to give her candidate a boost and to explore again the common roots of the Welsh and Cornish languages. At this play school, she would have discovered, like the rest of us, personal support for her candidate, but in the constituency, little evidence of a strong Labour vote. Neil Kinnock will not be paying a visit to the campaign. Last time Labour got a minuscule 4.5% here, which means that even in council estates, even in areas of high unemployment and low wages, it's an uphill struggle to win back traditional Labour support.
We've got 20% unemployment in Cornwall, 1 in 5 out of work.
I know that. We've got one in this house.
Well, there you are. I'm sick of walking along Camborne streets and meeting kids that I taught 3 years ago and saying, hello, Tommy, how you doing? Got a job? And they say, no.
I've never known the Labour Party down here to do anything for us, to be that interested. I suppose in big cities they are, but they don't seem to have been in Cornwall at all. And the Liberal Party has, which makes a difference, I suppose.
If candidates were the only thing that decided by-elections by common consent, John King, teacher, writer and singer, would be in with a chance on Thursday. He has a political maturity and a good local track record, which the others might envy.
Hello,
we met before, yeah?
Oh, yes. Yes. So which was the only one? Why do you like that?
Your way?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, it's looking very good. I can tell you that for certain. Yeah.
But by-elections, as politicians are fond of saying, are not just about personalities. We went with John King to the most industrialised part of the constituency, the English China Clay Company near St Austell. This is Cornwall's most successful enterprise, employing 5,000 people and worth £100 million annually to the local economy. In every other constituency in Britain, there would be a substantial core of Labour support in the workforce, but apparently not here.
So how is voting Liberal going to actually change Mrs Thatcher's policies? Or get her out, you see?
Well, the thing is, we were quite happy with David. He was one of ours.
He was a good MP, strong constituency MP, yeah.
But
things like pensions and getting people back to work, that's not going to change.
We haven't really decided yet.
There's no ifs or buts about it. A lot of people are saying to us, well, we're really Labour voters, but, you know, and then this about being disloyal to the memory. Unfortunately, what they don't realise, and we really wish we had an extra week in this campaign, they don't realise that Matthew Taylor is not David Penhaligon.
On Saturday, the bards of the Gorseth assembled to hear the contest for the best Cornish singer in the music festival. John King tied for first place. It was his 5th victory.